What's up, everybody? PJ Braun here, president of Blackstone Labs, aka Braun Fitness, aka Lord Braun, and I'm here at the Athletic Factor, not my home gym, but one of the better gyms in South Florida. And for this final body part training video with the Freak, I wanted to come to a true bodybuilding gym. This gym is awesome. I wish that I could train here all the time. Just doesn't really fit with my schedule. But I moved a bunch of things around today. This is the end of the week. Normally we do these videos in the beginning of the week, and we're gonna do some arms today with the Freak. Maybe I'll let you see what he looks like at the end. We're gonna go get into it, and I'm actually gonna train with him today. All right, guys, this is a very, very good workout to do with a partner. Your only rest period is gonna be when your partner is going. It's a lot of volume, a lot of reps. So we're starting out with rope pushdowns. We're getting a combination of a warm-up, not only for the triceps, but for the elbow joint as well. That gets a lot of beating between chest and shoulder presses. But this is also gonna pre-exhaust the muscle. So we're going sets of 25 reps. Okay, and we're gonna keep on going until we can't complete 15 reps. So the only break is gonna be when the other person goes. The one thing that's really cool about the rope, it's my favorite attachment for the triceps. Now the ideal form is to be coming all the way up, okay, and then all the way down and then pulled apart at the bottom. So the only attachment that you can do this with. But the unique thing about the rope that sets it apart from everything else is you can move your elbows and your positioning of your torso to stimulate the muscle from completely different angles. Now you can lean all the way over it and do what's called a power push down. A lot of powerlifters do these. Now you're getting a little bit more anterior delt involved, but you can really exaggerate the contraction at the bottom, really pull it out away from you like this. You can also do the opposite, bring your elbows all the way in, come down in front of you like this, which is gonna stimulate the long head a lot more, kind of like when you do a nose raker or a skull crusher. Okay, but it's much safer than doing those exercises because you're obviously going in the opposite direction of laying down and having the weight in your face. You can totally feel the difference in stimulation. Now I'm feeling it all the way on the inside where it inserts in my armpit, where here I'm feeling it in that little nub medial head and the outside that you see poking out through your shirts. Then I'll usually just finish off going back to normal. Good. The key on these is really keeping your elbows in to hit that long head, because as soon as they come out, it takes all the stress back off of them. Try to hold them in even more. Really, really hold them in. Yep. Because you want to feel it through here when you're holding it in the right spot. So just skull crusher. I like to do these to really warm everything up, because then when you flare your elbows back all the way out again, you should feel it all the way out here, which I can already see it. See how small his waist is here from the back, that taper, genetically very, very wide clavicles. If you're not with a partner, take 30 seconds max, get right back into it, okay? You're gonna fail faster, that's okay. We're going to accomplish a lot in a short amount of time doing these. Good, you can come down fast, just hold this line. Good. Come on. Come on. Good. Good. All right, so my form is starting to get a little bit sloppy. He's much stronger than I am. So what we're gonna do on this next set after he goes is gonna be a drop set. So we hit our max weight where we can really do the reps I wanna hit with controlled form. So for this drop set, you're gonna go to failure on that heavy weight, cut the weight down about 25%, go to failure again, cut the weight down another 25%, go to failure again. By that last set, the weight's gonna be really, really light. It's more about time under tension, just keeping the muscle squeezing, 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 getting as much blood in there as possible. I mean, we're probably like 7 sets in at this point, so we're beyond warmed up. And now the muscles are actually starting to get engorged with blood, which is what we want. Won't be able to lift as heavy on the other stuff, that's okay, because we bombard these muscles on chest day and shoulder day with heavy weights all the time. Big mistake I see people make is training their arms way too heavy. Good. 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 Come on. Good, man. Good. Oh. Very good. Go conservative on these. These will aggravate my back shoulder a lot. All right, so this is a hammer strength dip machine. Now, when you guys watched the chest workout that I did with him, I had him do body weight dips, really leaning forward. So what I like about doing these for triceps is you use a machine, not your body weight. You can keep yourself very, very upright and really concentrate on keeping the tension in the triceps. You want to keep your elbows close to your body. You don't want to come down past 90 degrees like you do on the chest exercises, because that's when your chest and shoulders start to really take over. Good. So I'm going to show you guys a variation. Anytime you see this hammer strength machine, these pads are obviously to go on your legs to hold you in place. So it's meant to be done facing in. Now, if you're somebody like myself who's got bad shoulder injuries, you can actually sit backwards and take yourself into a position where it won't be as aggravating, I guess is the word that I'll use, on the shoulder joint. So when I'm going to do this one, I'm going to face out. I'm actually going to hold my hands here, like as if I was doing a bench dip. Okay, that's when you sit on the side of the bench. Now this is a much smoother range of motion for me, okay? And I'll do a set like this. I can feel it contracting hard in my triceps, and it's very easy on my shoulder joint, okay? Now, I have to be very, very careful of these. This particular exercise done with body weight was actually what I wound up blowing my shoulder out the last time I blew it out on. So I won't even do a body weight dip anymore. But here I can go to 90 degrees and get a good contraction from a unique angle in my tricep. Let's get a little weight on it. I'm gonna go too heavy on these. Start with just one. You can do this way and see how you feel. You just come right here, boom. Feels different, right? Yeah. When I face in, it really gets me in here a lot, which I don't like. That's what all injuries are. Much stricter range of motion. You can see he's totally upright. This is all tricep now. Good. Now I'm going to face in, explain to you guys what I feel. Somebody with a shoulder injury. Now when I face in, I actually have to go a little narrow with my hands. So once I get to about here, which is not even quite 90 degrees yet, I feel it pulling in my shoulders a lot. And it's not a good feeling. So I keep my range of motion real short, and I'm just concentrating on locking my elbows down and keeping that stress into the triceps. All right, so you'll notice that I do not have an equal amount of weight on each side. On a hammer strength machine like this, that's okay. It's all balanced regardless. You don't have to match everything on both sides. Some people think, oh, you're doing more on the other side. It's all balanced on these particular hammer strength machines, so you don't have to worry. Put a little more weight on for you. Good. Come on, man. Nice. Good. Good. All in the triceps. Good. Good. All right, so we're gonna superset the V-bar close grip push down with a wide grip straight bar push down, hitting the triceps from completely different angles again. The goal is to fail around 12, 15 on the high end for both. I went 15 here, but I only failed at 8 here, so I pushed the weight a little more than I needed to. He should be able to get 15 on both. And again, this is all about the pace and the volume. Middle grip or all the way out? All the way out. Nope, just keep those elbows in tight. Good. 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 Come on. All right, I'm going to show you guys 3 different variations that you can do with a single arm attachment. So you're going to go now. The one that I just did was an underhand single arm push down. Now, the way that I want you to do them, very important, you stand nice and tall. You're going to start right in the center of your chest, okay? A lot of people stop 90 degrees. I hate when I see people do that. Your tricep goes through this full range of motion. There you go. So the key when you're doing this is you're generating the force through your palm down. You don't want your palm bent this way, you don't want it bent that way. So nice straight from here, up in your chest, tight, down, and you don't lunge into it. Stand up nice and tall, just like he is here. And we're gonna shoot for around 20 reps on these, 15 on the minimum. Good, just making sure you stand up nice and tall. Especially if you're somebody with really powerful anterior delts like the freak does, you don't wanna be lurking forward because then the anterior delt is gonna pull down on it. Very, very strong muscle in here. We wanna disengage this by keeping our shoulders back. Okay, variation number 2. So my arm is now at 90 degrees. Palm facing out. I'm keeping my shoulder locked in. I'm not pushing with my shoulder. This is all just coming from elbow flexion right here. Now this is very similar to doing a nose breaker or skull crusher as well. You can really feel the stretch here through the tricep. And again, we're going for that 20 rep range. And this is gonna hit the tricep from a completely different angle. Another great exercise that you can use is cables on. Very important though, you keep that elbow 90 degrees. You start coming up like this, you're gonna be pulling in through teres minor and major, which you're gonna feel, it's gonna feel uncomfortable. And if you go down like this, now you're getting anterior delt pushing too much, which you do not want that also. What's great about being inside a cable machine is you can just literally look at yourself in the mirror. Now I see my elbow is exactly where I need to be. We're running parallel with the floor. So I'm going through each of these from an instructional standpoint, and I'll take it through again, and I'll push both of us a little higher. Do you want to tell the people that are watching, the freak, what we did?
I got a car towed.
Whose car did you get towed?
PJ's car.
My car. I love him very much though. I'm not even mad. Now we just have to figure out how to get it back.
It really wasn't my fault. see what had happened was I live in a shitty apartment complex.
So now the opposite range of motion. So we started with that underhand. Now you're gonna go to an overhand, and just changing the positioning of your palm like that is gonna dramatically change the way that you contract the muscle. Again, you're standing up really, really tall to take those delts out of it. Even if you have broken, torn up delts like me, you do not want them engaging when you do this. You want all tricep. I am of the opinion that when doing isolated exercises, you should isolate the muscle that you're trying. When you're doing a compound exercise, we're having some pulley issues over here. When you're doing a compound exercise, that's when other muscles can be getting involved. Maybe we'll do some mini trick videos with this. is a good old-fashioned, just alternating dumbbell curl. Everybody does these a little bit different, but there's something that's very, very important when you do these. You notice that I keep my palm pretty much supinated the whole time, then I let it relax at the very, very bottom. Your bicep supinates your palm. It doesn't lift your arm. So when you're lifting your arm, you're using your brachioradialis a lot, which is a very, very strong muscle that engages during most of your pulling exercises for back. To really incorporate the bicep as much as possible, you have to have your palm supinated or turned out the entire time. So you want to be turned out like this to really engage your bicep. When you're doing a hammer curl, or even if you're just turning a little bit at the top, you're not getting that full contraction of the bicep. So if you have to go lighter in order to feel that, by all means go lighter. This is again another muscle, the biceps, that do not need to be bombarded with heavy weight because they get lots of stimulation from all the heavy back exercises and even certain shoulder exercises as well. So lighten up your weight and make sure you're actually doing proper form and contracting those biceps. So you see, guys, I don't really let my palm rest until the very bottom, which is fine because you're going to supinate it again and engage the bicep anyway. But a lot of guys will just turn it at the top and then let it come back down. Okay, you're not really stimulating the bicep nearly enough when you do that. So lighten up your weight and control it. So he has a tendency, because he's so powerful in his delts, to pull in with his delts, which you don't want to do that. Again, when you get back to that military posture of pushing your chest out and your shoulders back, you can really disengage the anterior delts. This is why you see people doing incline curls when you're on the incline like that, because it pulls the delts out. We'll actually show you guys that exercise next. This is another one of my favorites. So a lot of people, when they do their incline curls, they set the chair up really high, and that's not necessarily wrong. The lower you put it down, the more you can pinch your shoulders and let the weight really hang. It's much harder. And again, you got to go lightweight on this and concentrate on the form more than anything else, because you're going to burn because you're coming from a dead stretch, and the bicep has to engage immediately to get the weight up. So I'm going to show you the way that I want you focusing on these. All right, guys, so I'm keeping my shoulders pinched back on these, right? And when I come down, I'm in a dead hang here, and I'm keeping my pinkies turned out as much as possible, okay? Just getting back to that supinated motion. Now, it's not wrong to come close to your body like this, okay? It's not wrong. You're just not gonna feel the same stretch as you come out. Really, really, really concentrate on pulling from that dead hang, okay? You cannot cheat with your shoulders on these. Burn bad from an awkward angle like that because you feel like you're getting pulled back, which you are, which is why you don't want to be having a heavy weight on there pulling through your shoulder joint. You just want to concentrate on getting that contraction through the stretch. Good. 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 Try to really, really turn those pinkies out. Very good. Stay with me. Burns, right? Yeah. These are so good. These are really great for exaggerating what you see in a front double bicep. All right, so we're gonna do a cable preacher curl. A lot of gyms don't have this machine. You can absolutely do just a standard preacher curl. Use the preacher curl bench. Use the closer grip, okay? And you wanna keep your elbows in. You're gonna really feel this pulling on the bottom of your bicep a lot. So you're gonna feel this more in the opposite of what we just did, okay? Key is to stimulate everything from every angle. You're gonna tuck this pad right into your armpits. I'm gonna shoot for 20 reps on these. obviously made it too heavy there, but he'll be able to do this.
Let's hope so.
We're gonna do 21s with the cambered bar. Now, if you are doing this exact workout and you just did that narrow grip with the preacher, when you use the cambered bar, you're gonna come outside with it, okay? Keep your elbows and shoulders pinched back. So you're not gonna have the same exact range of motion as you would if you were slouched, okay? Everything's pinched back. The reason these are called 21s is because you're doing 7 from the bottom, 7 from the top, and then 7 all the way. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then all the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't ask me how many reps. 7 from the bottom. 1, 2, a little bit slower. 3, 4. Right here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way down. Good. 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 Nice. Remember, if you're working out with a partner, your only rest is when your partner is going. That's how you keep this very intense. The key is to make a lighter weight feel way heavier. 7 on the bottom. Good. 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 So, do these really smooth and close. Just do 135, warm yourself up, because you've done so much already. Yeah. So you're gonna go, your grip on these, it's gonna be right here, right where the normal start. Don't be all close. I hate when people do that. Okay. So the key is when you're here, right, is just keeping your elbows in. Come to your chest. Now, if this was a really, really strict tricep exercise, we wouldn't come down as far. But for you, I want you actually squeezing your chest a little bit. You're just gonna keep your shoulders pinched back. And we're gonna engage your chest a little bit as well. This is really more for the tries, but you're gonna be feeling it through here as well. Good. 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 Make sure you get in here too. Good. Nothing hurts. Good. Keep going. One more. Good. Sets, just do some more muscles. All right, so I'm only having him finish off of these for the specific reason that although he's a giant guy and he's got lots of dense muscle, because he's young, he still doesn't have that 3D round effect. And that's what's gonna really separate him. It takes time, it takes hours in the gym, maturity, all these things. But what I find is when you take each muscle and give it its own isolation and take it through that extra blood pumping, fascial stretching type of exercises, you can mature a muscle faster. So we're adding in exercises like this where his arms are completely fatigued and everything has to fire and be under tension for a long time to keep that blood just engorged in the area. All right, guys, that was Project Freak, episode 5. We've completed his whole body now. Special thank you to Athletic Factor Gym down here in Pompano. As you can see, it's very bodybuilder friendly, awesome gym. We have done plenty of videos in here with different athletes. This is the first time I've done a video with the Freak here. You guys are gonna get to know who he is very, very soon. Lots of exciting stuff coming up, so pay attention. And as far as feedback on the videos go, let me know what you want to see. I know some of you guys want to see what he's eating. So we'll get that out there for you, and expect to finally get introduced to who the Freak actually is. I don't think that I'll be doing too many videos training with him. It's hard for me now to keep up with him with all my injuries, but I will spice the videos up. Just think about it. And as always,